Good morning, it's Max.
Good morning, Councilmember White. How are you?
I don't like that camera.
Oh, that is a weird camera.
Thank you. My audio wasn't on before. I just want to make sure you can hear me as well as I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, Chair, we can hear you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yep, we're just waiting for a couple people to get logged on.
All righty then. Thank you.
Mhm. Chair White, we do have a quorum and we can proceed when you're ready.
Thank you. It is 12:02 p.m. and I'd like to call to order the Audit and Finance Subcommittee meeting for October 2nd. And welcome all of the members who are online. Pat, can you call the roll for us, please?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. Councilmember Max White, City of Avondale.
Present.
Councilmember Peggy McMahon, Town of Fountain Hills.
Present.
Councilmember Laura Pastor, City of Phoenix. She is online. Councilmember Jennifer Adams, City of Tempe. And Vice Mayor Jimmy Davis, City of Tullison.
Vice Mayor Davis was called away. I'm sorry, he will not be able to join us this afternoon.
Okay, thank you. And I will watch the WebEx to see if Councilmember Adams joins.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. If a committee member would like to ask a question or make a comment during the meeting, please type your comment in the box and it will be read aloud and answered. All meeting attendees, please mute your microphone or cell phones. We'll move to item number 1, public comment. The public will be provided with an opportunity at this time to address the committee on non-agenda items and all action items for the joint RPTA and VMR meeting agenda. Up to 3 minutes will be provided per speaker unless the chair allows more at their discretion. A total of 15 minutes for all speakers will be provided. Pat, do we have any public comment?
No, ma'am, not today.
Thank you so much. We'll move to item number 2, Chief Financial Officer's report. I'll go ahead and call on Mr. Ken Kessler, our CFO, for this report. Thank you so much, Mr. Kessler.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee. Today's CFO comments, we have the Public Transportation Fund revenues through August at this point, being that it's just the second day of October. We won't see September revenues to sometime next week. So through September, we're just a tick under 4.5% over prior year. and just a little under 2% under prior year, under current year budget. So we have kind of come down a bit. The first month we were about 7% over prior year. Now we're about 4.5% over last year's actuals. So happy to answer any questions.
I will open the floor for questions. Hearing none, this is a report for information only. We can move to item number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Kessler. Minutes. The minutes from the September 4th, 2025 AFS meeting are presented for approval. If we could take a moment to review these minutes, I'm going to ask the committee if there are any questions or concerns on the minutes as presented. Hearing and seeing no questions, I'll entertain a motion and a second to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
The motion is by Councilmember McMahon. We have a second by Councilmember Pastor. All those in favor? Aye.
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 That motion carries. Thank you so much. Moving to item number 4, FY27 preliminary transit service budget assumptions. I will go ahead and go back to our CFO, Mr. Kessler, to present this item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tyler Olson, our Manager of Budget and Operations Financial Controls, will present this item today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Olson.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee. Last month, we discussed the FY27 budget timeline and that process. This month, I'm going to highlight the main assumptions for our transit service budget, which we'll deliver to city staff on October 31st. This first pass estimate is really what your cities fund through the IGA process, so service that is provided to your communities. Our goal here, being so early, is a not to exceed amount, get in your city's budget process. We'll continue to refine those numbers as we move further into the development process. We did share the same presentation with your city staff at Financial Working Group last month. Jumping into RPTA, taking a look at the revenues. As Mr. Kessler mentioned, year-over-year growth has been slowing, and in some cases, looking at local revenues across the board, some cities being better than forecasted, some under plan, but we will continue to monitor those. Quickly touching on public transportation funds, 24 actuals compared to 25. So the left side of that slide there, you can see that we were still collecting higher than plan or higher than prior year, 5.5 million. And then the budget for 25, slightly under plan. We do get the budget from, it's the official ADOT forecast. So we use the folks from the state to provide that information. And that's what we plan on putting in our budget. We should receive that here later this month. On the federal revenue side of things, really flat year over year. Advertising, no risk there. We have a minimum annual guarantee, which we will meet. On the fair revenue side of things, here's a quick look at FY25 budget versus actual, and the monthly collections cumulative. Did a lot better than planned on the bus side, primarily due to higher ridership than previous years. So it's a good story, about 8% higher than we had done the year before. So we'll keep that trend in mind as we move into 27. Taking a look at service, the major part of our budget, what drives our budget, service levels on the bus side of things. Very minimal changes. We essentially start off with our base miles, what we're operating in the budget today, FY26, got about 15 million miles. We're adding about 146,000 for Keolis, and then just minimal for National Express, so only about a 1% delta year to year. And so here's some of those service changes. We will continue to work with your city staff and our service planning group to identify any other enhancements that may be desired as we move through this process and get those into 27. Taking a look at contracts for our East Valley bus contractor. We do have rates for the current 5-year period based on the contract that was approved by the board. So no risk there. West Valley contract. We do have rates through FY27 with the current contract. a contract will be all out of options, so we'll be reprocuring that service. So rates beyond FY '27 are not known until we get those from the market. Fixed route bus, just to touch real quick on fuel and facilities. Our East Valley bus is operated out of two different facilities. Mesa facility we own, and compressed gas is piped directly into that facility. Have a pretty good rate on that. Tempe facility, large portion of our service operate out of there. We do lease that facility, so we work very closely with City of Tempe to get those budget numbers. And they have their own fuel contract in which liquid fuel is delivered to the facility, then converted to natural gas. So slightly higher cost to that compared to being piped in, but we will share those numbers when we have them. Taking a look at demand services, we do have rates for both of our contracts, which includes the option years within the 5-year period. Taking a look at current market trends, positive indicators, CPI is steady, not wild growth, only looking at 2 to 3% currently. We've already seen the Feds implement some rate cuts and possibly more through the end of the year. Areas we want to monitor, obviously the local sales tax collections that I mentioned. We are seeing a bit of a rise in price on natural gas costs. And of course, we'll continue to monitor other economic indicators. As far as initiatives for '27, this time last year, Prop 479 had not been approved. That's not the case at this point. So we know that we have a job to do in implementing that plan, working with MAG in that process. And of course, the board approved strategic plan will continue to drive our budget, guide us in FY '27 and beyond. We're also taking a look at the fare collection system that we now have in place. We've kind of learned from that, have some feedback from customers. We want to explore the possibility of improving the customer experience even more so with some flexible payments and some promotions. Obviously, the more riders we have, the better our service is. And so we want to try to figure out how we can do that in a creative way through our new technology that we have. And of course, we're keeping an eye on potential risks, mainly tariffs, inflation on materials and fuel. We're seeing some of that in parts so far this year. So we'll continue to monitor that and the economic trends. Any questions before I jump into Valley Metro Rail?
We can hold the questions, Mr. Olson. You can proceed. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so starting off with revenues for light rail, we do have another minimum annual guarantee on the advertising side for light rail. And then federal PM slightly higher. So it's a good thing, 9% is the estimated increase for the year. Fair revenue performance on rail, not as good as RPTA, primarily for a couple of reasons. A combination of fair media returns. We have legacy fair media that has been returned as part of the new rollout of fare collection software and technology. And so we're seeing that revenue was recognized in previous years and already distributed, which is the main reason why we want to move to one of the many reasons we want to move to the new technology where we can recognize revenue at the time it was actually used instead of sold. So a lot of returns by customers in the region. And then we did have some ridership declines year over year on light rail, about 4% down for the year. So we'll continue to monitor that as we move forward. When it comes to service on the rail side, we look at frequency. That's essentially the time between cars at a light rail station, the time the customer has to wait. So light rail, 12-minute frequency is our peak service, and streetcar is going to be 15 minutes. We do have contracts in place for those services. Alternate Concepts Incorporated provides the rail transportation, meaning the operators, supervisors, and their management. There's an 8% increase in the annual escalator for the current board-approved contract. And then Intercon, our new fare inspection security group, 3% increase in their contract. Propulsion power, still early. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to get on APS. We're working with Our representative there is kind of a worst case scenario would be 16%, but we're trying to get some better information. All of the utility rate increases do need to be approved by the Arizona Corporation Commission. So we'll keep an eye on that. SRP already has an approved 3% there. And we'll include some contingency in this first pass, and as we move forward and refine our numbers, we'll back that contingency out of there. State of good repair side, obviously a lot of infrastructure with light rail. Some of the locally funded items that we have in the plan right now, which we're reviewing, would be replacing our battery cartridges, which essentially are uninterruptible power backup systems that are signal buildings, platforms, traction power substations, really critical in the event of power loss. And then some other upgrades to our traction power substations include network switches that have reached end of life. They're no longer supported. So that will be important for us to get done this upcoming year. And then just touching on some of the ones that aren't a repeat on RPTA for initiatives, obviously streetcar extension, the Rio East Dobson, we're still in the planning phase and we'll continue that in 27. Our light rail West Phoenix, 910 West, continue planning there. CapEx, we hope to enter construction, and everything else is generally the same as RPTA. Any questions on this? This concludes my presentation for VMR as well.
Thank you for your presentation, Mr. Olson. I appreciate that. I do not have any questions. I don't believe any of the committee members have any questions. You did provide comprehensive information.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I just wanted to share with the board, Councilmember Adams is online with me. Councilmember Adams, I just wanted to make sure you can hear and be heard. Okay. We will move to item number 5, travel expenditures and reimbursement audit. I'm going to invite our Chief Auditor, Sabrina Beckstrom, to present this item. Ms. Beckstrom?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to invite Larry Conrad, our audit manager, to the podium to present the results of this audit for you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Conrad.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the subcommittee. I'm here to present the results of the travel expenses and reimbursements audit. The objective of the audit was to review travel expenses and reimbursements to determine whether our travel process controls are effective. An internal audit reviewed 67% of all travel expenses and reimbursements for fiscal year 2025. Internal audit determined that Valley Metro has very effective travel process controls, and there were no findings or recommendations resulting from the audit. So, are there any questions related to the audit?
I don't see any questions online. I don't have any questions. I do want to make a comment for any and everybody that travels on behalf of Valley Metro in the name of promoting and ensuring we have great transit. Thank you so much for your strong record keeping. I think it's anybody who travels with the organization and represents the organization. We are following the rules, and this type of audit makes me feel very good about all the members of the organization that have to use travel. So I'm just very proud of this type of outcome. Thank you so much, Mr. Conrad, for these findings. This is an action item. So if you do have any questions or concerns, I want to give you another chance to voice or make those commentaries. Otherwise, staff is recommending that AFS accepts the travel expense and reimbursement audit report. I will entertain that motion.
So moved.
I have a motion on the line from Councilmember Adam. Is that a second I have from Councilmember McMahon?
Yes.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 This motion carries. Thank you so much. All righty, we will move to item number 6. This is internal audit annual report for September 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2025. And we will return to our chief auditor, Ms. Beckstrom. This item is going to be for information only.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Valley Metro Internal Audit Division is designed to serve Valley Metro and its board of directors by providing independent, objective assurance, advice, insight, and foresight, which add value and help to improve the processes and operational processes for Valley Metro. The Internal Audit Division follows the international auditing standards known as the Global Internal Audit Standards set forth by the Institute of Internal Auditors. These standards were updated in January of 2025, hence the name change. They used to be known as the International Professional Practices Framework. So it's some updates and a name change. These standards require that the chief auditor maintain a systemic approach to regularly reporting out results to leadership, which is completed by, this requirement is fulfilled by regularly reporting out to AFS in addition to this annual reporting of all events that have taken place through the year. During this audit period, the Internal Audit Division completed 9 internal audits, 9 safety and security audits, and followed up on 32 recommendations that had for implementation. And of those 32 recommendations that we are following up on, 17 have been implemented and 15 will be implemented during the next cycle. In addition to the 9 internal audits that we have completed during this cycle, there were 3 audits on the audit plan that were not finished before the end of before August 31st, 2025. Those 3 audits will be completed within the first 3 months of this audit cycle, and it does not slow the work of the new audits in this new audit cycle. The reason behind that was we had some staffing changes in some of the divisions that we were auditing, which required us to give a little bit more time. And then also there was a delay in one of our audits due to the opening of South Central Extension. We needed to push that deadline back because of competing priorities. Are there any questions about the information in the annual audit report?
Hearing no questions, I believe we can accept this for information only. Was there additional information to provide as well, Ms. Beckstrom?
There is quite a bit of information in the report. I just gave high level, but if anybody has questions, you can reach out to me directly as well.
We do appreciate the high level. I know I received the full pack and had the opportunity to review it. I didn't have anything for you at this time, but I do appreciate the fact that there is some regularity and we're very well aware. It's a very transparent process and transparent shop that you run. Thank you very much, Ms. Beckstrom. Since this item is for presentation only, we will move to item number 8. Intergovernmental agreements, contract change orders, amendments, and awards. If an AFS member has questions regarding this item, please contact Valley Metro staff to
Chair White.
Yes.
We have the internal audit update, item number 7.
I'm sorry, I skipped over item number 7. Please forgive me.
No
We'll
problem.
go back. Item number 7, our chief auditor is going to present this as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Again, Larry Condrat will come up to the podium to present this item for information.
Thank you, Mr. Condrat. I appreciate your patience. I don't know why I was moving so fast. We do want to hear this information. Thank you.
Okay, thank you again, Madam Chair and members of the subcommittee. I'm here to present this month's internal audit update. We completed the travel expenses and reimbursements audit that we just previously discussed. And then we also completed 3 internal safety and security audits that resulted in 2 corrective action plans. In progress right now, we're finalizing the draft audit report for the IT patch management audit and the vehicle disposal process audit. The draft audit report is undergoing final review. The construction management contract audit, the external auditors are conducting interviews right now with a couple of peer agencies. And there's 1 internal safety and security audit left on the calendar year 25 audit plan. And we have an entrance conference scheduled 2 weeks from now for that. There were 2 recommendations implemented within the last month. One had to do with rail operator fitness for duty, and the other had to do with bus operator fitness for duty. And currently, there are still 13 recommendations in progress, of which 6 are from an audit that was published in August. And that's all I have for this month's update. Are there any questions?
Mr. Condrat, I know that you said there were some recommendations that required corrective action. Were those policy or procedure corrective actions? If you can give me the most high level from what you identified.
Yes, thank you for that question, Madam Chair. Both corrective action plans had to do with revising language. One had to do with our agency safety plan, which will include in the revision that's submitted in January. And the other one had minor language in regards to the security document. We've created new positions within the safety and security quality assurance division, and they need to be added to the next copy of the agency safety plan. But there are minor corrective action plans, and they'll be addressed by the end of the year.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Any additional questions or concerns from committee members?
No.
Hearing none, this report is for information only. Thank you so much, Mr. Condrat.
You're welcome.
Now we can move to item number 8, intergovernmental agreements, contract change orders, amendments, and awards. If we have any questions regarding this item, please contact Valley Metro's staff. I know that Pat will be our conduit if you do have any questions about the information in your packet. Item number 9, report on current events and suggested future agenda items. If there's a committee member on the line that would like to share something with us, please use this time to do so.
I'm good, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Councilmember Adams. Anything, Councilmember Pastor, Councilmember McMahon, we good? Hearing none, we will, our next committee meeting of AFS is scheduled for Thursday, November 6th, 2025 at 12 p.m. This meeting can be adjourned. Thank you all so much for all of your hard work. Have a terrific Thursday and an awesome October. Let's use
Thank
fall
you.
to have a new beginning and continue the work. Thank you all for all that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your time today.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.